Hey guys, Crystal Tantric Yogi here, and this video is part 2 of having a high libido is a good thing. But in this video, I'm actually going to talk about some of the challenges that people with a high sex drive may have and some of the ways you can start to address those challenges. So, starting with men. Sometimes when men are young and they're very virile and they have a lot of testosterone going through their system, they get constant erections throughout the day. And even though this is a sign of being very normal and healthy, it can seem inappropriate in places where you may not want to have an erection. And a lot of guys will deal with this through turning to masturbation, 4 to 10 times a day and watching porn, which is not really healthy in terms of your sex life. So you don't want to train your body to ejaculate between 2 to 5 minutes 4 or 5 times a day or more, almost every single day of the week, because you can have issues with premature ejaculation when you start to have sex, because you're training your body to ejaculate quickly. And most women take about 20 minutes to become completely aroused, and even men to experience their full range of pleasure, on average, need about 20 minutes to become fully aroused. So 2 to 5 minutes, ejaculating between 2 to 5 minutes is not something you want to constantly train your body to do. It's all right sometimes, but not on the regular. So this is where semen retention practices come in, where you learn deep breath work and Kegels and circulating the sexual energy so that it's just not down in your loins. And that's something that you can learn how to do with a teacher like me or through reading and practicing on your own. The next thing guys can do is aerobic training. So running, jumping, things that get your heart rate up, sweating, that will help you utilize your sexual energy in a different kind of way. So learning how to control it through circulating it, but also just using it through getting a lot of aerobic exercise. Sometimes guys go from high school or college, they graduate, they used to be athletes, or maybe they weren't athletes, but they were running, playing ball, and just doing a lot of cardio type activity where their heart rate was getting up and they were sweating and they got tired and they were reducing all the adrenaline in their system. Well, if you go from that to a job where you work 9 to 5, maybe you're sitting or you're standing all day, but you're not really utilizing all of that energy, then that's also attached to your sexual energy, and you're gonna have all this extra energy in your system, in your loins, that you haven't used. So that's another good way, healthy way of kind of helping you control your sexual energy. And of course, we know that sexual energy is creative energy, so using that energy also for business ideas or dancing, singing, drawing, any type of artistic work, you can channel that sexual energy in that way as well. So also, to be careful, I want to warn guys that if you lift weights, it can make your erection harder. So if you're trying to alleviate some of the erections, you might want to make sure that's balanced again with some good cardio work, So for women it's the same thing. You have to learn how to cultivate your own sexual energy and, utilize it well. So if you are, a woman that's aroused a lot, being able to learn how to use that energy correctly and circulate it throughout the body through microcosmic orbit, through orgasmic breath work, yoni breathing, we call it in our Tantra family, having a yoni egg practice, and becoming aware of the things that are going on in your heart and not just what you're feeling in your womb, in the emotions, is very important. Staying connected and being aware so that you just aren't acting on impulses is important. And then again, putting it in all this vibrant energy into getting in shape, doing yoga, dancing is a great way to cultivate your own energy and utilize it and kind of wear it down when you're feeling really, really excited. Putting it into a business, putting it into yourself, physically, emotionally, and creatively, is a good way to address, these kind of sexual urges when you don't need to just always run out or want to run out to somebody for somebody to kind of help you satiate these, intense energetic feelings that you have. The other thing for men and women is that sometimes when you have a high libido, your sexual energy is there to kind of make you aware that things are going on, because the sacral center is where all your emotions are held, where a lot of your unconscious and subconscious thoughts and memories are. So when this energy starts to stir, because you already have a lot of it, sometimes jumping to want to be satiated in a sex activity is not always what you want. Sometimes you want to allow this energy to make you aware of what you are really feeling. And if you have a lot of sexual energy, things can come up a lot. So if you run and have sex with somebody really quickly and you're not really addressing what the sexual energy is really trying to make you aware of, you can numb it down or disassociate from the feeling of what you're unconscious of from the actual pleasure. And this is again why sexual alchemy practices and ancient teachings like Tantra are so great, because what we do is we use that sexual energy with the intention of being aware and being conscious and expanding our consciousness, so that you know that when you are feeling emotional and wanting intimacy, say perhaps you have had issues with your father, and as a woman, and knowing that, oh, what I really need to do is rediscover what happened with my family and some of those unresolved issues, and not necessarily jump in bed with a man to satiate these feelings that I have. And the same thing with men who are going through, maybe abandonment issues with their mother, or if you're going through a heartbreak, instead of jumping underneath another woman, maybe you need to allow that sexual energy to make you aware of, oh, there's still issues that are coming up that I need to deal with it. Sexual energy has the ability to make you aware of that. But I think if you don't know how to utilize it, and you've disconnected the high spirit part of your spirit from this grounded part of your spirit, you can think that what you really want is crazy, passionate sex, when your body is really calling for you to deal with unresolved issues. And it can be done at the same time, but if you don't have the intentions or the know-how to do that, then you will just exacerbate the patterns that you have, and they'll go unresolved. And you could find yourself having a lot of sex and becoming numb and lost. So again, if you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, I am having a sex doula training with Tracy Collins and the National Black Doulas Association coming up in February. Check the link in my bio so you can learn more about this stuff and also be able to spread these teachings, because they are needed. So tell me if you like this video, comment, ask questions, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.